What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another quick hit we got going on here. I'm your host, Dr. Quincy Brewington, also known as the High Scholar. Um, got another quick hit with you today. You ain't seen me in a minute. I had some personal business to take care of, and hope you all are well. Dealing with this heat wave we got down here where I'm at. So hope you all are doing well. Let me kill all these. So here we go. This show today, we're focusing in on why I left education. I'm a black male teacher who was a public school teacher in K through 12 education for a couple of years, and I've actually left education twice. Most recently, in March 22nd, 2022. And this video is not going to necessarily indict any school system or indict any children necessarily. So I'm not going to name any names. However, this video will try to directly address some of the issues that I've heard others talk about why they left education, but I think it's a little different for black men. So I'm going to talk about really three separate things. Really, the role of the teacher and how the role of the teacher has changed, the challenges of being a teacher as a black man, and just being a black man in general. So let's start it off with public education gives this kind of snake oil, this idea that there's this great need for black men in education, and that is factual. However, education's response to it and how they treat black men when we're in the classroom doesn't validate that idea. So they tell you over and over again, like, oh my God, we need you to be in the classroom. You're going to be a great role model. You're going to do all these great things for these young black men, young black boys that we have in the classroom. You're going to be exactly what we need. And that pulls you in and gets your heart all, warm and jittery until you start really doing the job and you start seeing that there's some really big issues here. So the first issue I want to address is just how hard it is to be a teacher. Like, right now, it's almost like a lost cause to be a teacher because of how hard the job is. Between the difficulties you will have with classroom management in the classroom, the expectations of administration, as well as the central office, it's almost an impossible job. Like, you have so much to do that you go into the job knowing you're overwhelmed and you can't do everything in a day. And I don't know any other job or many other jobs that you have the understanding going into it. And you also know it's going to be pretty thankless. Like, most of the students will just come and go. And even the parents, some of them will show some gratitude. But when you do that in comparison of the ratio to how many are going to show the gratitude, it's really almost nothing. So just the job as a teacher already is difficult. In my job, I didn't even get a lunch break. Like, literally, I had children in front of me during my time of eating food. After that food eating was over, they were still right there in front of me. And that was literally like 6 hours of my school day. And that just shows you, the classroom teaching assignment by itself is already difficult. It's already a hard job that is in society not getting the respect that it requires. And then you add to that being a black male teacher. So being a black male teacher is different than being any other identity teacher in the school, because your demographic, or who people identify you as, or who you identify as, is also seen as a mission in trying to improve their educational status. So as a black male teacher, you will find yourself being asked questions about how can we improve black boys' educational outcomes. And there's nothing wrong with that question. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that question. However, similar to other dynamics we have in society, how can me, one black man, come into your school or county and try to give you this kind of magic bullet for all the black boys you have in your county? Like, no one else has thought about anything else before now. No one else has thought about what they can do. It all falls on my feet. That's not fair to any black male teacher. And not only are they going to ask you those questions, but they're actually going to start putting people in your face and in your classroom. I love them. I promise I do. I love them. But it becomes overwhelming when you got to deal with every black boy and young black man who comes in your classroom. And I don't mean that any disrespect to them, but you are a professional as well, and you understand that there's a certain threshold that people can endure having to counsel and rehabilitate students that others have now thrown away. So I had situations where I have been teaching for an entire semester, and I have a student come in. Out of the 5 months I'm going to have the students, this student comes in month 3, being charged with assault and battery. Which, okay, I can navigate this student. He's a young black man, it's a young black boy. It's not a bother as an educator. However, why do you see it appropriate to put him in my honors class? Why do you see it appropriate without telling me? Oftentimes, I'm being used as a security or extra security guard or a guard dog in these classrooms, and that's just me as a black male being a teacher. I'm seen as an extra body to address how to navigate the difficult students on campus. And that's what it's like to be a Black male teacher. I was a doctorate, as you guys know. I have a PhD in educational psychology, but I was teaching, difficult students, not the gifted students, but traditional students, and sometimes the most difficult of the traditional students. So it became such a weight that you have to leave the classroom because you're not being treated like other professionals in the setting. And again, I've already said that this profession is also treating these professionals at a detriment. There's also already a problem of how we're treating teachers in general. I'm a Black male teacher, which also adds and exacerbates that problem. Now, the biggest issue that I've ran into, and this what came to me more so the second stint in the classroom. I did 2 stints in the classroom. One after undergraduate, and then more recently after the pandemic, I did a stint in the classroom as well. And I have to admit, man, like, being a Black male doesn't turn off when I go into that school building and become a Black male teacher. So how society treats me will precipitate and trickle down onto how I'm treated in the school building by students, by staff, by administration, by anybody I come in contact with. So I have to still struggle with this deficit thinking of showing people how smart I am, really, because I'm a school teacher. And I know social studies, but there's always this implication of, because it's not going to be something, because of whatever, I have to prove how smart I am. I have to prove that I deserve respect and to be treated like a professional. And that's something that, as a Black male teacher, I shouldn't have to do. It's not something I should always have to run into. How I am perceived, even sexually, in a workspace where people are perceiving my interactions differently than they perceive interactions with other people. People feeling like it's okay to ask me questions that are inappropriate. That's what I'm speaking to. Like, being in situations where I feel like I'm being put in this situation because I'm a Black man, as much as I'm a Black male in society, as much as a Black male and man in the school building. And I have to talk about these things because I heard a lot of teachers talking about why they're leaving the classroom, and there's an exodus of teachers leaving the classroom. I truly believe that the exodus is needed. The shortage that all these school teachers or all these school systems will have as a result of some of their doing during this pandemic, especially, they deserve it. But especially when it comes to Black male teachers, please stop lying to them. Please stop telling them that we are wanted and desired in classrooms. Stop telling us that until you actually change the climate of education and the profession of teaching to tailor it to what a Black male and Black man would need to not only be effective in his profession, but also support his family. Until we do that, we're just telling them something that makes us feel good about ourselves, but it's not necessarily the truth. Black males are not only dealing with the difficulty of the profession in general, but the difficulty as being a Black male in that profession, and how society's treatment of Black males also trickle down into how Black men are treated by students in the classroom and their interactions, feeling like they don't have to necessarily respect you at the same level as another teacher, by others teachers in the school building, as well as other administrators. And again, this is not to rat on anybody I've worked with recently or in the past, or any students that I've worked with recently or in the past. They were all great, but these things go much further and deeper than just my interactions. I feel like I want to make sure I'm speaking for other Black male teachers who can't really put this on paper or can't really say this for fear of losing their job or anything like that. So thank you guys for giving me a minute of your time with this quick hit right here. This is why I left education twice as a Black male teacher. You guys keep it easy. Enjoy your midday flights, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you guys want to continue to support my channel, please make sure you hit the like button. Just a quick thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate anybody who's been a subscriber or sub to my channel. And if you'd like to support this financially, hit my cash app at $Dr. QB. Peace.